Hello YouTube. I'm releasing version 2.2.2 of PhatLoots, and I wanted to get actually better than what this video is going to cover, but I wanted to at least get the update out. So this is just a video of how to use the new command for adding loot. First of all, the biggest new feature is the addition of loot descriptions. Now an item can have a description attached to it. So like you see, like this axe here, as well as the enchantments, it also has the different name and a description which is attached to it, and it has the set at the bottom. That's a different plugin that I'm working on. But yeah, so all these different items can have different different descriptions for them. So basically, I'll go through the new help page for adding loot. So as you can see here, /loot, add or remove. Normally you add the item name, the item ID, or now to add the item that's in your hand, you actually type in hand instead of just not typing in anything for that. So, and then from there you add all the parameters that you want to add, and the parameters can be the name of the PhatLoot. For instance, right now I'm targeting this specific PhatLoot right here, so I don't need to put the name in. But if I'm not at a chest, or for some other reason I want to say I want to add this to the epic PhatLoot, I can put the name in. So as you can see, you start it with the one character ID. For this it's P, and then the PhatLoot is called epic, so I'd add epic. Same with all the rest of these. Here you can see on the left here all the IDs. So let's see, the ones you'll use the most are the amount and percent. So say I want to add 10 of the item. As a parameter, I have the number, pound symbol, and then the amount, 10. Or you can do a range, one number through another number. Obviously the number on the right has to be higher. So if you do not add this parameter, it will obviously do only one. Or if you're doing hand and you're holding 16 of an object, then it will default to that number, not 1. And then the percent, which is, if you don't add it, it's 100. You do the percent sign first, and then the number. It's you used to have to do percent sign after, but now the percent sign is first. And remember, if 1% is too common of a loop, you can do decimal points. You can do 0.001 if you want it to very rarely show up. Enchantments, you do E to signify that it's an enchantment, and then the enchantment name. Again, there's a list of that on the Bukkit dev page for PhatLoots. To add the enchantment level, you add that in parentheses afterwards. Let's see here. Collective, instead of COLL, then the number, you just put C and then the number. For the data or durability, it's D, then the number. So yeah, you can have any number of those you want. You can have all of them, you can have none of them. The only thing you have to have is /loot, add or remove. And then the only other thing you have to have is the item, which you can say hand, you can say bow, you can say 46, which I believe is TNT. Either of those will work. So we have some examples here in case the above doesn't make that much sense. So /loot add hand, and then a range of 1 through 16 of an ender nade, and let's say that's a 32% chance of showing up. And then below that we show, where's that story? Below that we show how to, wait till the rain stops. Okay. Below that we show how to add multiple enchantments. You can still do the and sign between them, but I feel it's easier to do /loot add, say we want a bow, and then we add E for enchantment, arrow _ fire, we want that level 2, and then we want another enchantment, we just put the space in, another E, and then arrow _ unlimited, and 5% chance. So I'll type that in a second. Yeah, so like I said, here's an ender nade one. This is just 16 ender nades at 100% chance. This is actually a different plugin that I'll be releasing hopefully soon. Basically, you throw this and it explodes. So let's say we already have an ender nade name made. So let's spawn in a new item. So actually, we don't need to spawn in a new item. We can do /loot add, let's do a stone sword, and it's just going to be a normal stone sword. We're going to add a name, and we're going to call it stone sword. Now this, once we type this in, it will create a stone sword description file, and then we'll add, and then the next step will be typing in the description. This stone sword here, that's not the name of the item, as you saw in the other, when I opened that chest, that items have different names. This isn't where the name applies. This is just for us to reference the item description. So we must create this, because it wasn't already created, you must create the stone sword description file. Please type the item name as you wish it to appear. Do not start the line with /. So these aren't commands. This is just normal typing. It won't get sent to the server. It just gets sent to PhatLoots until you type done. But I'll get to that in a second. You can add color with the ampersand there. And also it said the stone sword was added. So right now, let's say we want this to be called Wimpy Sword. It's only stone, it's not that good. We'll change the color just to show you here to 9. I'm not even sure what color that is. Okay, the line has been added to the item description. Now type the next description line or done to finish. So the first line was the name of the item. Now anything we type after this will be part of the item description as well. This would be the stuff that shows up below the enchantments. So let's say 7, whatever color that is. This is just a normal stone sword. So that was added. Let's add another line. 8. Yeah. Pretty boring. I know. Okay. That was done. And now we just want those 2 lines, so now we just type done. The item description has been saved. Let's change this back to day. So now we open this up. Here's the sword, and we can see it has a description there. Of course, this is wimpy sword. This is just a normal stone sword. Yeah, pretty boring, I know. And of course, the colors I happened to choose were gray and dark gray, so kind of matches the description. That's pretty boring. So that's basically the new features, the main feature of this update. I am just going to read off the change log, see if there's anything else I want to go over. Let's see here. We have, obviously I'm updating it to the newest version of Craft Bukkit. I also added book support, so if you have a written book, this only works for signed written books, you can just do /loot add hand, and it will add that as a loot, and it will actually work now. Before there was bugs in it. The item would disappear when you tried to loot it, stuff like that, or it wouldn't have text inside of it. So now that will work. So that can be used for maybe a rule book or something to give people towards the beginning of the, like right when they sign onto your server. Okay, I also added item descriptions, which I went over. Changed how loots are added, which I went over that too. Enchanted items may now have a durability value too. Before, you couldn't set a durability and enchantment value. Now you can have both. So if you want to give them a really good sword with lots of enchantments, but make it a really low durability, so they can only use it for maybe like in 10 minutes or so, and then it will break, you can do that now. I also added a loot give command. I'm not sure. This is if you want to type a command from your console or console, or an admin or someone can type this to give someone specific loot. So say I normally can't loot this loot is called goodies. Normally I can't loot that chest isn't there. Then if I go to my console, which I know you can't see, but in my console I type /loot give codicimus goodies. You'll see on this screen, there we go, and it popped up, automatically opened the loot for me. So if you want to give someone an item that way, then they can take what they want. So that is pretty much it for this update, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and hope to have a lot more updates coming a lot sooner than they have been. So yeah, enjoy the update.